Hello everyone, and I welcome all of you to Online Study for You, a complete placement solution. This is Pratik Srivastava, founder of Online Study for You. Friends, Infosys exam is planned on 4th of October, 5th of October, 11th of October, 12th of October, 8th of October. So now it is very important for you to do the final revision before you go for the examination. So aptitude, reasoning, puzzles, verbal ability, pseudocode, all three we are going to do in this particular video. This is one opportunity which you should not miss at any cost. Okay, now friends, first I will tell you what are the important topics in aptitude, reasoning, okay, and then pseudocodes, verbal ability, the other teacher will tell you, and then I will tell you about the topics in a bit, okay, in little bit actually, which will give you the required information. Okay, now so friends, simplification, mainly board mass questions will be asked. Percentage, profit and loss, average, time and work, pipe systems, data interpretation, statistics basics, edges, permutation combination, ratio proportion, SICI, time, speed and distance, mixer and delegation. This is an aptitude. If we'll talk about reasoning, alphabetical series, coding, decoding, direction, syllogism, ranking test, number system, blood relation, data sufficiency, analogy, critical reasoning and sitting arrangement. Okay, now so we'll start with simplification, board mass. So friends, board mass, what is board mass? Bracket, order, division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. BODMAS. Okay, now here they have given some explanation also. Now so friends, it's very simple. In board mass we have to follow the particular order. Like if we have division, then first see, instead of multiplying this, first you have to do this division part, correct? Okay, now so let us take one example question. 3 by 8 of 168 into 15 divided by 5 plus what will be equal to 549 divided by 9 plus 235. Anyway, so we have one LHS and one we have RHS. So here you see we have division and addition. So first we will be taking care of division. So 9 6 ja 9 1 ja plus 235. Our RHS is clear. Now we just have to add. Here if you will see, so off is there. So let us first break the off and then we will go to division. So 8 21 times. Okay, now so 63 into 15 divided by 5, and this what is nothing but x. Now here you see multiplication and division. So division we will give more priority according to board mass. So 5 3s are plus x will be equal to 516 369 and plus 2. Now x will be equal to 296 minus 3 3s are 9 and 3 6 are 18, correct? So 16 minus 9 is 7, 8 minus 8 is 0 and 2 minus 1 is 1, 107. So option A becomes the correct answer for this particular problem. So board mass, just follow that particular order, bracket, order, division, multiplication, addition and subtractions, and then you will be able to solve the question. Now one of the question which has been asked in Infosys on that board mass, so that only we will try to solve it, which will give you a clear idea. So 48 divided by 12 plus 8 in plus 8 plus 16 into 2 is equals to 50. Okay, friends, we really put lot of effort. So your one like will definitely give us lot of motivation, and your one comment will give us more and more motivation to bring more and more free videos. Okay, correct. Now they are telling, so see, these are the data you have and you should get 50. See, right now you will not get 50 because this is 4 plus 8 is 12 and 12 plus 32 will be 44. Right now you will not be getting 50. So they are telling, if you want 50 there, which value we should replace. Sometimes they will tell which symbol you should replace, correct? Okay, now so friends, the options are, so just a minute. So the options are 12, 16. I will write here so that you know you can think and then solve the question. 8, 16, 8, 12, and here 8, 2. Correct? Okay, now so I need 50. So see, this 16 into 2 is 32. Okay, anyway, 12 and 16. If you bring 16 here and if you bring 12 here, the value will further reduce. 12 into 2. See, right now, even when you have 16 into 2, you have 32 here. Then also you are not able to get 50. So one thing is very, very sure that this option is not going to help you. Then 8 you replace with 16. Again 8, if you bring it here, 8 into 2 will become 8 into 16. The value will further reduce. This also cannot give you the answer. 8 and 12. So 8 and 12, yes. So this might give you the answer if you interchange this. So 48 divided by 12. So this we are going to interchange 8 plus 12, because see, this value, keep it like this only. This is a bigger value. Okay, so this is nothing but 16 into 2 is nothing but 32, and plus 12 will be 44, and this will give you 6. This is nothing but equal to 50. So you have to use little bit of your mind when you are dealing with the problem in the examination. Otherwise, it will be tough. Okay. Next. So friends, percentage. So understanding the percentage is very, very important. Okay. See, if we have A is equals to 120 and if we have B is equals to 180. Now here the question will be, A is what percentage less than B, and then B is what percentage less than A. Both are different question altogether, but the concept remains same. So let us see what is the concept here. Now, okay, so question number 1. So forget that there is a percentage for some time. A is what value less than B? So sir, A is 60 less than B. So A is 60 less than B. Okay, now A is getting compared with whom? B. So put B down. B is 180 into 100. Simple. Because when you'll solve Infosys problem, they will be giving you this kind of data interpretation. They will tell you in 2018 the value was 120 CR, and in 2025 the value is 180 CR. Now they will tell you the production of iron, the production of gold, whatever, in 2018 is how much percentage less than the production in 2025. So this is the same question I am doing. 63s are, and this will be 33.33 percentage. Okay. B is what percentage less than A? Percentage you forget for some time. So B is what percentage? I am sorry. So it will be more. Okay. So bhaiya, B is what value more? Sir, 60 more. 60 divided by. B is getting compared with whom? A. So keep down here. A down into 100. 62s are and 250 times. Friends, see, comparison whenever you do, you keep other people down, right? I'll give you a very simple example. Whenever Narendra Modi will talk about Rahul Gandhi, Rahul, Congress has done bad, Rahul Gandhi is not good, all negative things, Narendra Modi will talk about Rahul Gandhi. So Rahul Gandhi, he will keep down and he himself will keep up. Okay, then same thing Rahul Gandhi will do. Narendra Modi is bad, Narendra Modi is not doing anything, and he himself keep up. The same thing. So if you're comparing with someone, keep the value down. Simple. Friends, if I will compare with someone, I will tell all other teachers are not better than me. I will keep myself up. See, will I come and say, I am the worst teacher in this placement training and I am going to teach you? How many of you will watch the video? Human tendency, right? Okay. Chalo bhai. Clear. Now, let us see if there is any problems on percentage. So, okay. So, two lawn mowers M and W gets paid a total of 1,000 rupees per month. So, per month, M and W, if they are working, they are getting 1,000 rupees every month for mowing people's lawns. M gets paid 60% of the total money that W gets. Now suppose W is getting W, then M will get 60% of W. See, if W is getting W, then M is getting what? 60% of W, and total monthly they are getting 1,000 rupees. That's all. Infosys problem. So if we see 60 divided by 100, W plus W is equals to 1000. Take LCM 100. So 160 W will be equal to 1000. So W will be equal to 1000 into 100 and divided by 160. So this 0 and 0 cancel, 4 4 ja and 425 times, and again this 425 times. So W will be getting 625 rupees per month, okay, and M will get 60% of W. That is nothing but it should come around 360 plus 40, 400 rupees. Clear? Okay. Then okay, so then we will see average. So we have one problem from average. Okay, next topic is average. Okay, profit and loss percentage are of similar this thing, but anyway I will discuss both these concepts. So profit and loss, okay, I will tell you the concept. See, if you bought a item at 10 and sold it for 12, you are in profit. So profit will become what? Selling price minus cost price. So 12 minus 10 is 2. If you bought an item at 10 and sold at 8, then you are in loss, and loss will be cost price minus selling price. That is 10 minus 8 is 2 rupees here also. Okay, now then comes percentage of profit. What is a formula? Sir, percentage of profit means profit, and percentage and loss always calculated on cost price. If you don't know cost price of something, you cannot calculate the profit. So it will be nothing but 2 by cost price is nothing but 10 into 100. So it is nothing but 20% profit. If we'll talk about loss, so loss percentage will be equal to loss divided by cost price. Always remember, cost price, loss and profit percentage will be always calculated on cost price into 100. Loss is 2 divided by cost price is 10 into 100, and again this is 20%. And then one more formula will be there, selling price. If cost price is given and if percentage of profit is given, then selling price will be cost price into 100 plus percentage of profit by 100. If loss is given, okay, and then if you have to calculate the selling price, then cost price into 100 in 100 minus percentage of loss by 100. Okay, see, selling price is equals to cost price into, if there is a profit, add it to 100, divide by 100. If there is a loss, subtract from 100, divide by 100. Okay, now if we'll talk about average, there will be a simple formula will be there. So average will be equal to sum divided by number. Okay, so average will be equal to sum divided by number. Now here you see what they're telling. So the given table, so average, there is only one formula. Average will be equal to sum divided by number. Okay, cool. Now here the given table shows the number of the cars that were sold by different car dealers. So U, V, W, X, Y, Z are different car dealers. Determine the average number of cars sold by all the dealers in year 2018. So average we have to calculate. So sum divided by number in 2018. Okay, now this one. So average will be equal to 178 plus 272 plus 269 plus 95 plus 379 plus 198. Total is how many? Sir, 6 in number. This will give you the average. Okay, now friends, here let us add. So 8 plus 9 is 17, 22, 31, 33 and 41, 1 4, 13, 20, 29, 35, 42, 49, 4, 5, 3, 8, 10, 12, 13. So 1391 divided by 6. Now 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18 and 6 1s are, so 231 point something. So check option nearby, it is 232. So that will be your answer. Choose the option that concludes to the that coincides to the nearest integer. That's all done. One more question is there on this average kind of only. So a retailer decides to mix two types of rice flour that are worth 50 rupees per kg and 60 rupees per kg. So 50 rupees per kg rice is there and 60 rupees per kg rice is there. Now a retailer is trying to mix with a third type of rice flour, definitely for the profit, and the ratio is given 1:3:6. Okay, and after mixing they are selling at 45 rupees per kg. So you just need to tell in the given context, determine the price kg of the third type. So this one you have to tell if the resultant mixture is worth per kg. So there is something called weighted average. Okay, so here 1 into, so 135. So 135, that means if you are taking 1 kg of this, that means you are taking 3 kg from this and you are taking 6 kg from this. Okay, to mix it. So 1 kg of 50 rupees per kg, 3 kg of 60 rupees per kg, and 6 kg of X rupees per kg. You are mixing it, and total is how many kg? Sir, 10 kg. And finally you are making and selling it 45 rupees per kg. So 50 plus 180, sir, it is 230. 230 plus 6x is equals to 450. So 6x will be equal to 0. 5 minus 3 is 2. So 220 by 6. 220 by 6. So this is 110 by 3. So 3 3s are 9. 3 6s are 18. 3 6s are 3 6s are. So 36.66. So this particular rice which you are mixing, that is nothing but 36.66 rupees per kg. That will become your answer. Correct? Okay. Now friends, from reasoning topic, okay, alphabetical series coding decoding is very, very important. So alphabetical series and coding decoding is very, very important. Alphabetical series you say, alphanumeric series you say, okay, coding decoding is very, very important. In this kind of topics, okay, see, in alphanumeric series, alphabetical series, what you have to do, so the position of the alphabets, no, that you have to keep in your mind. E, F, G, H. So I'll write from here. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, now friends, this way, however I have written, so this also is giving you opposite letters. Okay, so now opposite of I is R, and I have also told you the tricks for this. So here man, so M opposite is N. This is you feel low, right? So LO. Or sir, I'm in love, so LO. KP, Kings 11 Punjab. JQ, Jack and Queen. IR, Indian Railway, right? So like this I have told you the tricks. HS, sir, high score or high school. GT, Gujarat Titan. Okay, so already the tricks has been discussed. And then FU, so FU पिटाई होगा. FUN, fun. EV, sir, electric vehicle. DW, sir, Mountain Dew. COX, sir, Cox. BOY, boy. A to Z, multivitamin tablets. So like this you need to remember the opposite words. Okay, and if you'll talk about the alphanumeric positions, see, all those things needs time, and that I have explained in the this particular crash course. Okay, so if you have already taken, well and good. See friends, result does not come simply. Okay, so Infosys exams will be easy, but the cutoff will be more. So you need to solve more and more questions. Okay, and here we have done lot of practice question. I am telling you, you will never regret taking this course. But if you miss this opportunity, no, nothing can be done. Even tomorrow if you pay 8,000 or 80,000 rupees for course, it is completely useless for you. This 800 rupees, and you will be getting a package of 3.6 lakhs per annum, 25,000 rupees per month. And Infosys is a very good company to start with. Okay, so if you have not yet taken, get this today itself. And there are, see, test is there, previous year questions are there, screenshots are there, everything is there. So Infosys top 50 questions is there. Lot of effort has gone in this course, and that is the reason the result comes from online study for you. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to discuss more about it. It's all your wish. I will tell you about the course if you're not aware, but buying it or not buying it, it totally depends upon you. But tomorrow, if you don't clear, please don't blame us. Okay, because everything we cannot do it on YouTube. There are classes are there, we need to take more and more classes because the student have paid the money. So it's very clear. Select the pair that is related to the same basis to the pair given in the question. So we have FIZU, Fiju, and we have HABI. Now I have told you the tricks for this. F is fix 6, I is 9, you can write like this, A to Z 26 last letter under 21, H is 8, A is 1, B is 2, and I is again 9. Now let's see what is the logic in this. So 6 plus 2 is 8, 9 minus 8 is 1, 26 plus 2 will be 2, and 20, oh, U and 9. So it is nothing but 13, right? It is nothing but minus 13. So let's see if this logic works somewhere. So 13, right? So 15, 13, 28. Oh, sorry, it is 12. Okay. Now, same thing we will try. So the first there should be plus 2. So H is 8 and this is 6. So 8 minus 2. I need the first one is plus 2. L is 12, N is 14. So this might be your answer. M is 13, O is 15. This might be your answer. C is 3 and E is 5. This might be your answer. Okay. Now, so let us take the first one. Sorry, the second one. First one is anyway ruled out. LICANAE. LICANAEO. 12, 9, 3, and here it is 1, here it is 14, here it is 1, here it is 5, and here it is 15. Okay, cool. Now if you will see 12 plus 2, first one is there, second one is minus 8. So 9 minus 8 will be 1. So this is same only, correct. Then this is plus 2 next. So plus 2 is there. And the last one, this will be minus 12. So A minus 12, right? Or you check, you do it in another way. See, 9 plus 12 will be 21. So 15 plus 12 will be 27. 26 is Z and 27 is A. So obviously your option B becomes the correct answer for this particular answer. Now you need to keep this alphanumeric numbers in your mind. That means alphabetical positions in your mind. Otherwise, it will be very, very difficult to solve the question, where the questions will be tricky like this. Okay, next is in a certain language, tranche is coded as, so are you able to see this? Arey bhai, ye kya hua? Okay, so are you able to see this? Little difficult, so I will write it down here. So in a certain code language, TRANCH, tranche is coded as UOBKDE. So here UO, right? UOBKDE. So TU, so this is plus 1, and R is 18 and this is 15. So this is minus 3. Then again plus 1. N is 14 and K is 11. So minus 3 plus 1. This is 8 and this is 5. So this is minus 3. So the logic is plus 1 minus 3 plus 1 minus 3. Okay. Now, so we have been given burger, right? Okay. So plus 1 means C. Then again plus 1 means RS, then plus 1 means F. So CSF, EFG, So CSF, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. So only with this you are able to answer. You don't need to write -3, you don't need to do. Okay, so only with +1 you are able to get the answer. So R -3 will be O. G is 7, 7 minus 3 will be 4. So CR SDFO. Clear? Cool. Okay, this is also done. Okay, now this one, so data sufficiency problem. Okay, so one will be data sufficiency, one will be a statement conclusion. So this is basically a statement conclusion. So 1 plus 3 is $. So 1 plus 3 is $, means $, you can write 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. 9 plus 2 is, sorry, this is question mark. So 1 plus 3 is question mark. So 1 plus 3 is 4. So question mark is 4. 9 plus 2 is $. $, is 9 plus 2, 11. Has plus has is 44. That means has will become 22. Now put in this conclusion and then see if you're getting the answer or not. So question mark is 4 and $, is 11 and has is 22. So 44 is equals to 22. Nahi bhaiya. Conclusion 1 does not follow. Then has is 44. Sorry, has is 22 minus $, is 11 is equals to 22. So 11 is equals to 22. This also does not follow. So my answer will be neither one nor two follow. So there will be some question which will be very easy, but the only thing is you should have done it earlier. Otherwise you will feel that this is very, very tough. Now puzzles. So you have to be good at listening ghazals. चांदी जैसा रंग है तेरा, सोने जैसे बाल, एक तू ही तो सबसे अच्छी है माल. I mean, एक तू ही तो सबसे अच्छी है, गोरी है सोनी है, something is there. I'm sorry. So that song I don't know completely. Okay, anyway. So here, find the missing number. 2, 6, 12, 36, 12, 16. So one thing I could see, 6 square is 36, 4 square is 16, and 7 square is 49. That is clear. Now here 12. So 2 into 6 is 12. 3 into 4 is 12. So 5 into 7 will be 35. Some logics will be easy to get. Some logics will be difficult to get in the exam. So you have to spend time. You have to understand. And then only you will be able to solve. Chalo bhai, next. Okay. So here 2, 5, 5, 6, 12, 4, 7 watt 6. So here 2 into 5 is 10 minus. So I multiplied this, okay? Again I multiplied this and then divided by 2. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Same thing in second. So I basically multiplied this 5. So here I will multiply this 4. 6 into 4. Again I multiplied and then divided by 2. So 24 minus 12 will be 12. Here 7 into 6. Again I multiplied and then divided by 2. So 42 minus 21 will be 21. So here my answer will become 21. Is there any option? Yes. Option B. So option B will become the correct answer for this particular problem. So getting this logic of puzzles in the exam is very, very important. Okay. Data sufficiency is very, very important for Infosys exam. If you're going and writing, there is no other way you can clear Infosys exam if you are not good at data sufficiency, data interpretation, all. Okay. Now, so a company ABC sells only one product X. So it is very, very clear that company ABC is selling only product X. You want to determine the total sales of ABC. Total sales of ABC, you want to determine which of them can give you the answer. Statement 1. ABC sold 4,000 unit of product X at $100 each. So 4,000 each. 4,000 product is selling of X and per product is $100. So it will become what? 40,000 and one more zero. So 4 lakhs $. Okay. So from a statement 1, I can tell the total sales of ABC. Now statement 2 is telling there is no other product outlet of ABC as of now. That is clear. That is clear because they sell only one product, the same thing you are telling. So statement 1 alone is sufficient, but statement 2 alone is not sufficient. Okay. So there should not be any confusion in this particular problem. Okay, this is a little tricky problem. So here basically we are going with hit and trial only, otherwise we will not be able to solve. So assume that you have been given two numbers x and y. So you are asked to find the reciprocals of two even numbers. So this x and y is even number. Okay, even numbers. Now, so what they are telling, you tell me if you take the reciprocal of this value and add. See, assume that you have been given two even numbers x and y. You are now asked to sum the reciprocal of x and y. Which of the numbers could be a valid answer to the given problem? Very tricky. So now friends, here what I will do, I will go with hit and trial only. Okay, now so 16 and 28, how can you get? So one even number you take 2, another even number you take 28. So this will be nothing but 28. So this is 14 times and this is 1 times. I'm just doing randomly because in denominator if you want 28, how can you get? Either you can take 1 by 4 and 1 by 7, right? So 1 by 4 and 1 by 7, but this is a odd number. So you have to take even number. Sir, I can take 1 by 4, 1 by 2 and 1 by 14. Then you will be getting LCM as 14 only. Okay. So that is the reason I took. In that case, I am not getting it. 3 by 13 you will never get, because for 3 by 13, what will happen? You will have to take it as, see, odd number, right? So 13 will be odd number. Next 14 by 52. So what I can do, 1 by 2 I can take and 1 by 52 I can take. So what will be the LCM? Or LCM will be 52, 226 times. No, I will take 4 because I need smaller value in the numerator. So this is 52. So 4 13 ja and 52 1 times. So this is 14 by 52. So yes, this is possible. So this is possible. Then 6 by 14. So 6 by 14 means you take 1 by 2 and 1 by 14. LCM will be 14. 2 7 ja and 14 1 ja. So you will be getting 8 by 14, not 6 by 14. So this is the only possible value, 14 by 52, which I got it here. Clear? So this is hit and trial, but it's not a, a question which will take a lot of time in hit and trial. So it is just like you can keep the denominator and numerator and then you can think about it. Okay, next. Next is, which of the following statement would be sufficient to prove? This is a very good question. Friends, see, mod, what is the meaning of mod? If you are keeping -5 inside this, so it will become 5. So mod will never have the negative value, right? So if it will come out, it will become positive. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you, if any value is inside the mod, if it is coming out, it will be a positive value only. Now let us see anyway. Statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 2 first we will take so that you will be able to understand. So statement 2. So which of the following statement would be sufficient to prove? So x plus y is less than 0. Okay. So this can be like this and this can be like this, correct? That means in one condition you can see here x is -4 and so mod will give you the positive value and here it is y, right? So this is -4 means 4 and this will be 6. So y will be greater than 0. In this case what will happen? So 6 will be, right? So this will not be able to prove. In one condition y is greater than x and in one condition x is greater than y. So we will not be able to prove because they are telling x plus y is less than 0. Okay. See, definitely if these values are positive, like even if you take minimum values also 1 plus 1, so it will not be less than 0. So what we will do, I took minus value. So in one time x is greater, in one time what? Y is greater, right? -4 is greater than -6. So both values I have taken minus. So what we are able to see in one scenario, y is greater than x, and in one scenario x is greater than y. So we are not able to conclude, we are not able to prove by statement 2 alone. Okay, that is for sure. But one thing we can say, both is nothing but both has a negative values for x plus y greater than less than 0. Now let us take the first statement. 1 divided by x minus y is greater than 1 divided by y minus x. Okay, see what I can do here. So 1 divided by x minus y, and here if I will change the sign, then it will become x minus y. Correct? Bring it this side. So 2 divided by x minus y is greater than 0. Now what I will do, I will 2 divided by x minus y. So both side I will, here I will multiply x minus y square and this one, right? Okay. This side also same thing. So 0 into x minus y square and divided by 2. So this will be anyway 0 into 0, something will be 0. Now this cancel, this cancelled. So x minus y is greater than 0. So x is greater than 0. Oh sorry, y. This is my statement 1. But we cannot prove, right? Again we cannot prove that y is greater than, I mean mod, their mod is greater than x or not. Because if you take minus 4, right? So minus 4 and this will be minus 6, correct? And again if you take the mod, if you take the mod, that means positive value. So 4 will be this one, you won't be able to conclude. But if you take this positive value like 6:4, then it will be true. Okay, but one thing we can say from here, that x is greater than y. Now statement 2 also you can take the same thing. So x is, statement 2 also you involve, then x is greater than y. That means the value of x is nothing but here minus 4 and minus 6. So if you combine both the statements, then you will be able to prove it. Okay, so it is little tricky, but the only thing is both the statements you have to combine, because none of them will be able to give the answer separately. So here both statements together are sufficient to answer the question, but neither statement alone is sufficient. Okay, so now your pseudo code and then verbal ability. So that will start, and I think we are done with the questions which I had taken. So because due to short of time, I cannot explain you each and everything, okay, all the topics. But here if you see, I can just tell you in brief. So simple and compound interest, okay, so use the formula. Simple interest will be equal to PRT by 100. Okay, simple interest will be PRT by 100. Okay, P is principal, R is rate, T is time, and compound interest will be P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power n minus of P. So this is your compound interest formula. Okay, now compound interest and simple interest difference for 2 years will be equal to PR square divided by 100 square. Compound interest minus simple interest difference for 3 years, PR square into 300 plus R and divided by 100 cube. So only for 2 years and 3 years, 4 years there is no formula, and this will be constant. So use the, put the value, and then you will be able to get the answer. Okay, and then concepts are there in time, speed and distance. There is a formula that I will tell you. So in time, speed and distance, always one parameter will be constant. So this is time, speed and distance. Okay, so distance will be equal to speed into time. Okay, and in problems of trains, if two trains are moving in the same direction, suppose their speed is x and y, so s for same and s for subtract, so the relative speed will become x minus y. If they are moving in the opposite direction, okay, x and y kilometer per hour, then the relative speed will be x plus y kilometer per hour. Okay, if you want to convert kilometer per hour to meter per hour, then multiply by 5 by 18. It will give you meter per second. If you have meter per second and if you want to convert into kilometer per hour, then 18 by 5. Okay, so these are the concepts you have to use. Okay, so that is the reason, friends, I am telling you this Infosys crash course will give you the quick revision of the most important 50 questions, and also the topic which you are not well aware of it, that you can go through. Anyway, let us start with pseudo code and then followed by verbal ability. So this final revision video will give you a lot of confidence before you go and write the exam. Let's start with the pseudocode video.
Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and welcome to another session. In this video, we are going to look into a few more technical assessment related PYQ questions. All the questions in this video are going to be actual PYQs which came in our technical assessment round, and we are going to learn how to solve them. We are going to learn different tricks, and we are going to get deep into their concepts and components so that we are also prepared for our upcoming technical assessment interviews, right? So without any further ado, let's get started with the first question for the session. Here is a pseudocode problem. They are asking, what will be the output of the following program, right? And they have at first given us a variable which is of float type, right? So we have f, which is having a float data type, and we have the value as 0.1, right? If it is not clear in the image, it is 0.1, right? Then what we are doing, we are checking if the value of f, if it is equals to 0.1, then do what? Then display yes. If it is not, then we are going to display no, right? Now, the trick to solve this problem is that whenever we have a float data in terms of comparison or something, right? Always remember these float related values are hard to represent in their binary form, right? Which is what? Which is represented by zeros and ones, right? So it is hard to represent this particular entity, which is in float data type, into its binary form. So whenever we are comparing a value which is a float data type, often what happens, this scenario fails. So it will always print as no. So whenever we have any value which is 0.1 or something like that, it will give us no, right? So the first answer will be no. So option B is our correct answer, right? So that's how we can solve this. Now let's move to the next one. We have another question, which is they are asking for what will be the output of the following pseudocode. And we have for x starting from 0, okay, we are starting from 0 and we are going till how much? We are going till 27 modded with 7. So if you are modding 27 with 7, what the closest we can get is 27 into 3, which is what? Which is 21, right? 21, and we have our number as 27. So 21 minus 27 will give us 6, right? So from 0, we are going till 6, okay? And what is happening at each and every step, we are printing the number. So at this particular range, we are doing what? We are displaying the number, which is x. So it is starting from 0 and going till 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 numbers, right? And as per the option, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 digits, right? So option D is going to be our correct answer here, right? So that's how we can solve this problem. So here we go with our next problem, which is what will be the output of the following pseudocode, okay? So at first they have given us an integer data type variable, which is known as emp underscore name number, right? And they have passed this number 4566, okay? And what they are doing, they are checking if emp underscore 0 is equals to 0, okay? And if it is, we are printing number change, and if it is not, which is in else, we are saying no changes. But if we look closely in this particular problem, we can see this particular problem only have one equals. And we very well know to compare two variables, we need double equals to, right? So this could be marked as a syntax error. So whenever we are running this code, it will give us an error. So as per the option C will be the correct, because this particular code has a syntax error. What single equals to does is that whatever the variable is at first and whatever the variable is at second, the second's value will be assigned to the first. So this is assignment operator, not a comparison one. So this will give us an error. Now let's move to the next. What we have here is that what will be the output of the following pseudocode, right? For starting from 0 to 6 by 5, okay, which is 6 divided by 5. And at each state, what we are going to do, we are going to display I, okay? So if we divide 6 by 5, right, it will give us what? It will give us 1, right? So the loop is moving from 0 till 1. So only 2 times. So the output will be what? We can see output will be our option A, 0, 1. Because at the first iteration, it will print 0. And when the loop reiterates at the second index, it will print 1. And then the loop will exit, right? So that's how you can solve this problem. Now let's move to the next. We have what will be the value of M after the program finishes the execution. So right now, in this particular code, we don't need to identify what will be the output of the following pseudocode, right? What we are finding, we are only identifying what will be the value of M after it has completed all of its iteration, right? So we can see the M is starting from 0 and it's going till 9. So it is starting from 0th index, okay, and it keeps going till 9, right? So what happens in terms of for loop, for the first iteration we have the value as 0, right? Then we will have our next iteration. So at that point, what the for loop will do, it will add one element to 0, the last iteration, right? So it will give us what? 1. This will give us the value of 1. In the next iteration, it will take the value of 1 and add 1 to it, right? And this will become what? This will become 2, right? And this will keep on happening till 9, right? Now, what is happening at the 9th index? So we have our last value as 9. Suppose this is the last value of the index. Now what we'll do, now what will the for loop will do is that it will take the value of 9 and it will do 9 plus 1, which is what? Which is nothing but 10, right? And then it will compare this value to the for loop and it will see that we have already crossed our threshold value, which was what? 9. So we have to stop now. And the loop ends here and the value of 10 is printed, right? So as per our analysis, our answer will be 10 because the thing which is asked from this particular problem is that what will be the value of n, not what will the code will print, right? So to have the last value, which is determining that we have reached the end of the for loop, then for that the current value of m will be 10. So that's why we have written our correct option as 10, right? Now let's move to the next question. We have another pseudocode, and here we have to find the output of the following program. Okay, so it is given x equals to 4, y equals to 2, m equals to 1. Okay, there are three values given to us, x, y, and we have m. Okay, these are the three values. Now let's plot the value. For x we have 4, for y we have 2, and for m we have 1, right? These are the what? Initially given values. So next we have while m plus plus. What is m plus plus? M plus plus denotes post incrementation, right? So whatever the value of m it will print for now, and from the next operation onwards, the value of m will be added with what? With 1, because m plus plus, it is incrementing in the post of the operation has been performed, right? Then what is happening is that while m plus plus, so for now the value of m is what? 1, okay. Then what we have is that x equals to x plus y. What is the value of x? X was 4, and y, it will be becoming 6, right? The new value of x. And what we are doing, we are printing x. So the value which has been printed will be 6, okay. Then what is happening? We are checking if m is equals to 3. Now remember, what was the value of 1 when we have checked in while loop? It was 1. But after that, we have incremented the value by what? 1. So the current value of m will be 2. Okay. So it is checking if 2 is equals to m, which is what? Equals to 3. So which is not true, then the loop will reiterate. So the while loop reiterates, and now we are checking what is the value of m for this iteration. It will be 2, right? It will be 2 because till now we are just comparing the value of m. Now we will do what? M plus plus. So in storage, the value of m will be increased again and it will be 3. Okay. After the while loop has been computed. Now we are in the loop and we are checking if x equals to, not if, we are checking x equals to x plus y. So it will be, what was the last value of x? It was 6. So 6 plus 2, it will be 8. Okay, this time we have 8 and we are displaying 8. So it will print 8 here. Then what we are doing, we are checking if m is equals to 3. So it is true. The value of m has been incremented in the post order. So it is now equals to 3 and break will trigger and we will move out of the while loop and ending the whole operation, and whatever the value we have is our output. So we have 6, 8. So as per the option A will be the correct answer, which is 6, 8, right? So that's how we can solve this particular problem. Now let's move on to the next. So here we have our next question, which is again, find the output of the following pseudocode. Okay. So at first we have set integer num equals to 0. Okay. We are assigning the value of num equals to 0. And we are checking if 500 when divided with 5, if it is giving us 100. Yes, the first condition is true. Then we are checking if num is equals to 0. Yes, it is also true because we have set the value of num at first only to 0. Okay. So the new value of num, which is num, num will be pointing at what? 100, the value of 100. Okay, which has been assigned here. Then what we are doing? We are doing num plus plus. Remember, num plus plus means post order. Okay, so it is incremented in the post era. So at first we have assigned the value of num, which is 100, and after this we are incrementing the value. Okay, then end if ends, and the value of 100 becomes 10001. Okay, the new value of num is 101. This is the older value which has been overwritten, and this is the new value. Now what we are doing, we are displaying what? Minus minus num. Okay, and when we have the operator at front, it is known as what? Pre-decrementation at this particular case, as we are minusing it. Okay, so minus minus num will do what? At the time of printing only, it will deduct the value of 1 from the current value of num. So as we have seen that we have already incremented 1, so it was 101. So now if we are decrementing 1 from it, so 101 minus 1, the value will be 100. Okay, so this is the current value and we are doing what? Then we are displaying. So our correct option will be 100 only. So option C is the correct one. Okay, so what is happening? To quickly understand, we have assigned the value here, right? And then we have done post incrementation. Okay, at this particular stage, there are no operation which has been performed on num. Now, at the very end, when we have incremented the value in the post order, right, by 1, which is 101, then what we are doing, we are minusing 1 from the value of num at this particular instant, and then we are displaying it. So the value will be 100 only. Okay. Okay, so that's how we can solve this particular problem. Now, let's look at another question. What we have, what will be the output of the following pseudocode? Okay, so we have while. So if this particular part is not clear, what we have is that 1 star 1 star 1. Okay, this is the operation which is given to us under the brackets. Okay, so this is same for both sides. We have here 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1 into 1 into 1, then we have 1 into 1 into 1. So what star denotes? It denotes multiplication, right? So what we are doing, 1 into 1 into 1, it will give us 1. And it is, we are checking if it is equals to 1 into 1 into 1, which is also giving us comparison of 1. So 1, 1, yes, it is equal. So what we will do, we will display the word false. Okay, and then break, and we are ending the while loop. So our correct answer will be false only. This was a pretty straightforward question, but we have to be very cautious that when we have the star, it is not denoting pointers, it is denoting multiplication, right? Okay, so now let's move to the next question. At first, in here we have been given that what will be the output of the following pseudocode. Okay, then we have A's value is assigned to 3. Okay, 3 for A. Then we have B, which has been assigned the value of 5. Then we have a C, which right now doesn't have been assigned any value. But what it is doing, it is comparing, which is if B is greater than A. So what was the value of B? B is 5 and A is 3. So yes, B is greater than um, A. So this particular statement, we can say it is true. Okay. So what if we represent this particular word true into its binary form? Remember, true is represented by what? 1, and false is always represented by 0 whenever we are talking about gates and logics, right? Okay. So B, if it is greater than A and this statement is true, for this particular case it is true. So what will happen? We are just not having anything. We are, for the value of C, we have what? True, which is 1, right? So that's what we are going to print in the next line, which is display C. Okay, so that is going to be our final answer. So we can see option D has 1, so it's going to be the correct one. Okay, so that's how we can solve this particular type of problem. Okay. So in the next problem, we have an array, which is 240160. This is the given array. And we are assigning another integer type variable, which is result. And what we are doing, we are dividing the array index 2. So element at index 2. So this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2, which is what? The value is 0. So index number 2 at top, the element at index number 2 at top. Then we have divided by array index 4. So this was 2, 3, 4. What we have at 4? 4, we have 6, right? So 0 by 6. Okay. So what this will give us? This will give us nothing but 0. So our correct answer will be 0, right? So that's how we can solve this problem. This was a very simple problem. So the thing which we have to focus while solving a problem like this is that for this particular question, they have given an array of this much size. If the array is suppose of larger length, okay, then we have to be very cautious while iterating or counting its index. So any calculation mistake might give us a wrong answer, right? So we have to be very cautious on that end. So moving on to the next question now. So the next question states that how many times will star be displayed for I equals to 0 to 4? Okay, so for the first time, what is happening? I is starting from 0 and going till the fourth part, right? And there are no inclusive loop or exclusive loop has been mentioned. So by default, we are going to assume that the loop is moving from 0 to 4, the very last element, right? So 0 to 4, okay. So it is going 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Which is what? 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 times. And in the second loop also, it is going from 0 to 4, which is again the same 5 times. So both the loops are iterating 5 numbers of times. So 5 into 5. What this will give us? This will give us 25. So the number of star which is printing is 25, right? So option number D. D is going to be the correct answer. So that's how we can solve this particular problem. So while solving a problem like this, where there are loops and all, we have to keep in mind that we are thinking of a general syntax, right? and that we are not following any particular language or syntax. We're following the concepts, right? So for that, as there are no statement mentioned that we are including the value of 4 in the loop or we are excluding the value of 4. So for this particular loop, the value will go from 0 to the third index, which is n minus 1. As it is not mentioned, we are going to assume that it is going at its normal flow, which is from 0 to 4. Okay. So that's why the first loop iterates 5 times, the second loop iterates 5 times. So 5 into 5, it will give us what? 25, which is the correct answer, right? So that's how we can solve this problem. So that's going to be it for this particular session. I hope this session was informative. All the questions which we saw in this particular session were very good in terms of quality. And if you have any doubt, please feel free to post it in the comment section. I will be happy to assist you. And until then, keep practicing and all the best for your upcoming exams.
Hello everyone. I welcome you all to this video. I'm Salome and today we are going to dive into verbal ability preparation, one of the most important sections for exams like Infosys and other competitive exams as well. So in this session, I'll be explaining questions from vocabulary, grammar, sentence correction, idioms and other patterns that have been mentioned. And I'll not only give you the correct answers, but we will also discuss why the other options were not correct and other important perspectives as well. So let us get started. First, we will look into the pattern and then we shall quickly move on to how we can solve the questions. All right. So yes, I hope everything's clear now. Let me quickly scroll the screen and then we shall get started. So the pattern for Infosys is as what I've displayed. I think it's a little bit bigger. Okay. Now you must be able to see the pattern. And the type of questions that you could expect are from reading comprehension and then from sentence correction. It could be sentence correction, error spotting, or error detection. And the questions, the parts of grammar that you can expect are from subject-verb agreement, tenses, articles, prepositions, parts of speech, etc. And then you could have parajumbles or sentence rearrangement, just as we say in layman terms. And then you could have it from fill in the blanks or closed test, which is just fill in the blanks, to be honest. Closed test is nothing but you'll have a paragraph in which you'll have to fill in the words. And then there's one word substitution followed by synonyms and antonyms. And then we can have sentence completion followed by other grammar questions in English as well. So I think that covers most of it. And now we shall begin with solving the questions. Let us start. The first question. The chairman asked the speaker to briefly blank his company's vision. Now we are expected to fill into this blank the most appropriate word from the given options. The options are exaggerate, encapsulate, expand, and fabricate. Now, the chairman wants the vision in short, okay, and not exaggerated or fabricated. That is what they mean by speak briefly. Briefly means in short. So the word that most suits the particular context is encapsulate. Encapsulate means to express something briefly and clearly. Therefore, the correct option is option B, and the sentence goes as the chairman asked the speaker to briefly encapsulate his company's vision. The second question. His academic achievements seemed rather blank to the average reader. Again, we are expected to fill in the blank from the provided options. So the correct answer would be from the options. The options are simple, esoteric, clear, and ordinary. Okay. And what are they stressing on? His academic achievements seemed rather blank to the average reader. So it is not average, obviously. And therefore, the correct answer would be esoteric. Why? Because esoteric means something understood only by a small group with special knowledge. Okay, it's like not common layman can understand. Okay, and in this context, they say his academic achievements seemed rather esoteric than to an average reader. So it could not be understood by average readers, and therefore the correct answer would be esoteric. I would like to repeat the meaning of esoteric once again. Esoteric means something or some concept or a subject that is understood only to a small group who has special knowledge in that particular expertise. Let's go to the next question. Question number 3. The traffic police stopped breath analysis tests during COVID-19. What is the assumption? Now, this is a part of verbal critical analysis question. And when you receive questions like these, please read the first half of the sentence correctly. And then they will ask you, they'll provide you with a hint to answer the question. It says, what is the assumption? From this sentence, what is your assumption? The traffic police stopped breath analysis tests during COVID-19. And the options are, people dislike alcohol tests. The police wanted to prevent infection spread. I think I'll increase the size. Okay. The police wanted to prevent infection spread. Alcohol tests are always inaccurate. Drivers never drink. And from the given sentence, we can come to the conclusion that it is option B. The police wanted to prevent infection spread. Why? Because COVID-19, as we might all know, it spreads through air and other sources of contact. So thereby, we can conclude that they wanted to prevent it because of the infection spread. All right. So I hope that is clear. And let's go to the next question. The teacher blanked the student to speak in the debate. Okay. Now, from the provided options, called out, called on, called at, and called off. So in the provided options, called on means to request someone to speak. Okay. So the most correct answer would be option B, which is called on. The teacher called on the student to speak in the debate. I'll repeat, called on means to request someone to come and do something. So that is the meaning of called on. Let us go to the next question, which is question number 5. An unexpected twist in the novel made the plot seem quite dash or blank. Okay, so the sentence proves is an unexpected twist in the novel made the plot seem quite. You have to fill in the blank with the appropriate word that is going to satisfy the blank. Now, from the given options, we can come to the conclusion that the options are arcane, transparent, predictable, and commonplace. So they have mentioned in the question that it is an unexpected twist, and therefore it cannot be transparent or predictable. These two are not the options. Commonplace does not resonate with the context of the sentence, so it's not commonplace as well. So the most appropriate answer that we are left with is arcane. Okay, and the meaning of arcane means mysterious or difficult to understand. Okay, a twist in a story usually makes a novel or anything mysterious. So arcane means mysterious, and the most correct answer for this question would be an unexpected twist in the novel made the plot seem quite arcane. All right, the next question. Detecting even a single abnormal cell is considered a blank in medical screening. And the options are option A, regularity, option B, anomaly, option C, similarity, and option D, habit. From the provided options, the most correct answer would be detecting even a single abnormality is considered an, okay. Now, what are abnormalities? Abnormalities are generally something that apart from normal, they are not normal, right? So, it has to be something that resonates with not being normal, okay? And anomaly, the first option, it means abnormal or irregular case. I mean, the option B, regularity is being regular. They're saying that it's abnormal. So it's not option A, and it's not similarity, it's not habit, it is anomaly. Detecting even a single abnormal cell is considered an anomaly in medical screening. Anomaly means being abnormal. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. This is also a part of critical reasoning. Students marginally failed the internal exam. Which course of action is the best? Now, this is the sentence that they have provided us, and they're asking us to identify which course of action is the best. Lower the minimum pass marks, conduct retests, pass all the students directly, and cancel the exams. See, in these kind of contexts, now you might feel you could give answers as per your priority, but that's not to be done so. What you can do, the action that seems perfect would be to conduct retests. Okay, lowering the minimum pass marks or passing all the students does not seem like a fair and reasonable action. Okay, they're asking us which course of action is the best. So therefore, we have to choose a fair option, and therefore conducting retests seems like a fair and a reasonable action. Okay, lowering marks or passing all is unfair, and cancelling exams is merely going to waste the efforts. All right, so the correct answer would be option B for question number 7. Question number 8. Focusing on national income is pointless, as money cannot buy happiness. Which weakens it? Now they have given us an argument, and they have asked us to choose an option that is going to support the argument based on this question. Focusing on a national income is pointless, as money cannot buy happiness. That is the argument or the point of discussion. And they are asking us a question which weakens it. What is going to weaken the national income? Now, from the provided options, happiness is more important than money. Money provides safeguards during difficult times. People with money always stay sad, and national income does not matter. So we are supposed to provide a solution that is going to support it, and thereby option B would be most appropriate, because money provides safeguard during difficult times. Okay, so that would be the most correct answer, because it shows that money does help. So the argument is weakened. Okay, we're supposed to pick an option that is going to prove this argument as weak. Okay, we're going to prove it wrong. So money provides safeguards during difficult times. So if I state this particular sentence, then this point is going to go invalid. Okay, that is how you have to choose options for this particular type of questions. I hope it's clear. Let's quickly go to the next one. Question number 9. The transit of Venus across the sun blank rare. Now, in this question, if you see, they are asking us to pick out the verb from the provided options, and they've given different forms of the verb. And happen, happens, happening, and happened are the options that are provided. Now, happen is in the present tense. Happens is again present continuous, I guess so. And happening and happened. Happened goes to the past tense, and happening is present continuous, not happens. And the most appropriate answer for this particular question, the transit of Venus across the sun, happens rarely. The subject is singular. Transit is the subject here, which is singular, and therefore the verb happens is more appropriate in this particular context. Let's go to the next one. One of the finest blank in India is Mumbai. Now again, we are expected to choose a verb. Yes, I'm not a verb. I mean a word. You must have heard this verb. It's a word. So one of the finest harbors in India is Mumbai. Okay, one of the finest is always followed by the plural form of words. So it is one of the finest harbors in India is Mumbai. So the correct answer would be from option B, which says harbors. All right. Moving on to the next question. The next question is about using but and also. Now here we have to take care of the punctuation marks, because that is going to play a major role. All right. So the study claims blank also provides new insights into language development. Okay, the study claims but also provides new insights into language development. So it's but also, but we have to choose the most appropriate one. Okay, so make sure to pick which is appropriate. In between the sentences, we don't preferably use a semicolon, so it's not option D. And we're not going to be using another comma because there's already a comma here. It's not but also, but followed by a comma and also is not correct. Let's stick to the standard phrase. Not only but also, where the extra punctuation is not required, and therefore it has to be the study claims but also provides new insights into language development. So it's going to be option A. Option A would be the most appropriate answer for question number 11. Let's go to question number 12. Question number 12 handles parajumbles. And let us read out the sentences provided and let us answer them as well. Air friction decreases as the rocket ascends. Finally, it enters the orbit. Its speed increases gradually. The rocket is launched into space. Now, the moment we read it, we looked for words that could explicitly show us which sentence is going to fall towards the end, and it is very clear that option Q, that is the sentence in Q, is the last sentence. So I'm going to have Q as my last sentence. Now let us identify the first sentence. Air friction decreases the rocket as it descends. Just try to analyze the sentences in the chronological order or based on the cause and effect. If this particular event happens, then what is supposed to follow next in that order. Now, the rocket is launched into space. Okay. Once the rocket is launched into space, what happens? The air friction decreases as the rocket descends. So it will be S followed by P, and it has to be R because the last option is Q. So SPRQ would be the most appropriate answer. Let me read out the sentence again for you. The rocket is launched into space. Air friction decreases as the rocket descends. Its speed increases gradually, and finally it enters the orbit. Now that seems like a properly arranged sentence, and therefore the option A, which has the order which we have discussed, will be the most appropriate answer for question number 12. Let us go to question number 13. This is again a parajumble or the sentence rearrangement. Let us read the sentences and try to arrange it. The prince fell in love with a fisher girl. The girl's father demanded gold as a condition. The prince could not meet the demand. He returned disappointed. Okay. Now, this sentence actually seems in the correct order. It feels like it is in the correct order because it's in the natural story sequence. Let us check it anyways. So the first sentence, the prince fell in love with the fisher girl. That is what happened first. And now the girl's father demanded gold as a condition. Okay, these both go together. The prince could not meet the demand and he returned disappointed. So the sentence is in the correct order. So therefore, option A, which already has the correct order, would be the most best choice of option for question number 13. Let us go to the next one. And again, we have another parajumbles. Let us read and identify. This passage is about obesity and hypertension. Studies show hypertension is common in obese people. Hypertension is a silent killer. Obese people face several health risks. Doctors advise exercise and diet control. Now, let's try to identify the first sentence. So since it is about obesity and hypertension, it has to be either Q or R. That has to be the first sentence. So let's start with the general risk. Okay. So it has, let's make a guess that it's option R. Obese people face several health risks. And then we can say that studies show how hypertension is common in obese people. Okay. These follow together. So first sentence, option R. Obese people face several health risks. And studies show how hypertension is common in obese people. Okay. Since they are obese, hypertension is going to be common to these kind of people. So it's RP. And then we can say that hypertension is a silent killer. And option Q. I'm so sorry. That's it. Okay. That should be option Q. And then doctors advise exercise and diet control. Option S. So the most appropriate answer for this one would be RPQS. And where does it fall? There are two options with R. So RPQS and RSPQ. It is RPQS. Okay. So let's take option B as the correct answer for question number 14. Next one. She asked me, will you help me with my homework? Now, in this particular sentence, we are expected to convert it from the direct speech. This is in direct speech, right? Because we see the punctuation marks. And therefore, it's in direct speech. We are expected to convert it into the indirect form. She asked me, will you help me with my homework? The following changes that is going to happen is, she asked me if, okay, because it is a question, it's an interrogative sentence. We are requesting someone with a question word. And therefore, if would be coming here. She asked me if you become, the pronoun change is going to happen. You is going to become I. Will would become, will get changes to would. She asked me if I would help her. Me becomes her. Okay. Her with her homework. Okay. So let's pick the sentence that best supports all the pronoun changes. She asked me if that's going to be the first half of the sentence. There are two sentences, option A and option B. Start as so. She asked me if, she asked me. Okay. If I would, that has to follow next. So if I will, if I would, so it is option B that is going to be correct. She asked me if I would help her with her homework. Okay. So the correct form of indirect speech is option B, that provides us with the most appropriate answers. Let's go to the next one. Now we have a passage comprehension. And from my perspective, I give you a best suggestion to do passage comprehension is to read the questions before you read the passage, so that it will be easier for you to pick out the correct answers as in when you're reading the passage. Okay, if possible, try to read the questions before you read the passage. So let us begin with passage comprehension. Research shows that men and women gossip equally, but the content differs. From about 17 years of age, men tend to gossip more about sports, current affairs, and politics, whereas women discuss family matters, fashion, and personal relationships. This difference often leads to frustration in conversations between men and women as their interests do not always overlap. Now, which statement is incorrect? The first question. Men gossip only about politics. Men and women gossip equally. Yes, this statement is true because they have mentioned it, so it is not the answer. Women gossip about fashion, which is true. Men gossip about sports. And yes, men do gossip about sports, so this is also true. Now, if you look at option A, it says men gossip only about politics. They gossip about other things as well, about sports, current affairs, and politics. So option A seems as the most correct answer, because that is it is the correct one to be incorrect. Why? Because they've stated that men gossip about different things. Of course, they are different from what women gossip about, but it's not only politics. So option A would be the most correct answer. Next one. From what age do conversation topics start to differ? It was very clear here in the second sentence. From about 17 years of age, men tend to gossip more about sports, current affairs, and politics. Therefore, option B would be the most correct answer. From age 17, the conversation topics start to differ. Which topic is not often discussed by women? Please look at the passage. Women discuss more about family matters, fashion, and personal relationships. Now, it will be easy to score out. It's family matters, fashion, and personal relationships is what women discuss. And therefore, current affairs is not often discussed by women. So option A would be the most correct answer. Okay. We first identified what all they discuss, and then we were able to pick out which is not often discussed. Next one. Why do conversations between men and women often fail? They argue too much, they lack time, the topics of interest differ, men dislike gossip. Okay, and option C is what is the correct answer, because the topic of interests differ. Women have different interests of topics to gossip, and men have different interests of topics to gossip. Let's quickly go to the next question. Who wrote this book? Convert it into the passive form. Okay. This book is written by whom? Now, before looking into the options, we will try to identify which could be the most, how we can convert it into the passive form. Okay. Who wrote this book? Now, let's simply swap the subject and object, because in passive sentence, the subject is the receiver of the option, right? So, by whom was this book written? Okay, who is getting converted into by whom? By whom was this book written? Wrote has become written. So the correct passive question form would be, by whom was this book written? Now, is it available in the options? The book is written by whom? The book has been written by whom? By whom was this book written? This is the answer that we stated just now. Whom this book was written by, this is absolutely wrong. It's grammatically wrong. Okay. So the correct answer is option C. By whom was this book written? Now, question number 18. In question number 18, we have spot the error. She is one of those who does not like parties. Now we have to pick out the word or the part of the sentence that has an error, and it is already highlighted for you guys. There's error in the word does. Okay, subject is those, plural, and it should have been do not. She is one of those who do not like parties. Okay, actually, you were supposed to choose it, but then it is already highlighted. Never mind. The subject, those is plural. Okay, so this had to be do not, and but it is in this sentence, it is written as does. So therefore, there's error in the word does, and option B is the most correct answer for question number 18. Okay, let's go to next one. This is a question that has something to do with one-word substitutions. A person who believes in fate. What do you call a person who believes in fate? Is a fatalist. Okay. And you can quickly go and look at the meaning for the other options for your knowledge purposes. Let's go to the next question. Now we have analogies with us. A word is to a sentence, so as a passage is to blank. Okay. If a word makes a sentence, see, try to understand the proper relationship between the first half of the sentence, so that the second half of the sentence becomes easier to identify. Now they're saying that a word makes a sentence. So what does a page make? What do you call number of pages? A book. So page makes a book. Word is to sentence, so as page is to book. Optimist is to cheerful, so as pessimist is to. If an optimist is going to be cheerful all the time, then a pessimist, who is an optimist who thinks positively? A pessimist thinks negatively. So it's not confident, it's not hopeful, it's not doubtful either, but instead the correct answer would be option D, which is gloomy. An optimist is cheerful, whereas a pessimist is gloomy. All right, again, we have a one-word substitution. A speech made without preparation. What do you call a speech that is made without preparation? Which is extempore. Extempore is a speech that is generally made without any preparation on spot. You could go to Google and look for one-word substitutions and analogies and practice a lot of other couple of questions for your own benefit and practice purposes. Next question. We have fill in the blank here. Blank European visited our college yesterday to deliver a lecture. Now we're supposed to fill in with the most appropriate article. So let us pick the correct one. Now, if you look at this word, European begins with a Y sound. Okay, it does not begin with a vowel sound, but instead it sounds like European. Okay, although it starts with a vowel E, it sounds like European. So any word that has a consonant sound we would use the article what we use? We use the article A in front of consonant sounds. So therefore, option A would be the most appropriate answer. Please remember this. The article "and" will come after words that have vowel sounds as well as start with vowels. It could be both. But if the vowels letter has a pronunciation like a consonant sound, then we'll be using the article A. Okay. Next one. He has been absent from work dash Monday. Okay. So this is a point of time. So since refers to point of time. For, from, and in would not be the most correct prepositions here. So he has been absent from work since Monday. Since would be the most correct answer for this one. All right. And the next question. Identify the sentence where the word bark is used as the covering of a tree. Now we're supposed to, this is something with homonyms and homophones. So this covers under that topic. So we're supposed to choose the sentence where the word bark is used as the covering of a tree. And the options are, the dog began to bark loudly, wrong. The bark of the oak tree is very rough, okay. He heard the bark of the stranger's dog, wrong. Both A and C is also wrong. So the correct answer is option B, where bark refers to is used as the covering of the tree. Now we have an essay writing question. You could pause the video and try to elaborate and write our answer for this particular topic. Is social media a boon or a bane? Please go ahead and practice essay writing as well. Try to include your essay in 3 structures: is introduction, body, as well as conclusion. Follow that structure. Next question. This is a closed test. Let us try to fill in. Now you've been given a paragraph with, I think I'll zoom out the screen a bit. Okay, you have a paragraph and then you have options provided. From these options, you have to choose one that most fits the first blank. Okay, so the first blank is numbered in small numerals 1. So under 1, one of these words is going to fit. Under the second blank, one of these words will fit. And the third blank, one of these words under the options in the third blank will fit. Likewise, you have to choose the most correct one and tick the option that marks the respective. Okay, in today's digital era, social media has become blank part to our daily life. It helps us stay dash with our friends and family, but it also challenges like addiction and misinformation. To use it wisely, one must dash or a blank, a balance between online and offline activities. Ultimately, social media is neither good nor bad. It is blank and we choose to use it. Now, for the first blank, okay, for the first blank, what could be the most correct answer? The, an, a, and no article. The most correct answer for the first blank would be, in today's digital era, social media has become a part of our daily life. Okay, so it would be a part of our daily life. Option B would be the most correct answer. In today's digital era, social media has become a part of our daily life. It helps us stay connected, disconnected, linked, and attached. Connected with friends and family. So option A would be for the second one. It helps us stay connected with friends and family, but it is also blank challenges like addiction, but it also presents challenges like addiction and misinformation. So option A would be coming here. It also presents challenges like addiction and misinformation. To use it wisely, one must blank. One must maintain, neglect, ignore, and spoil. What would be coming here? Maintain a balance between online and offline activities. So option A here again. Ultimately, social media is neither good nor bad. It is how we choose to use it. So option B would be the most correct one for the fifth blank. So I hope you understood how to answer these questions, and you'll be provided with options. Like option 1 is B, okay, and option 2 is A, and then option 3 is A again, and then option 4 is A, and option 5 would be B. Okay, and then you'll have to tick the box that has these as the options. Okay, let's go to the next one. Match the followings with column A with column B. Okay, what do we have in column A? In column A, we have idioms, and in column B, we have their meanings. And we have to choose the one that matches it. Let us read out each idiom, identify its meaning, and then try to bring the answer. Kick the bucket. Kick the bucket means to die. Okay, because the other two options are not appropriate. So kick the bucket means to die. So one is C. Let the cat out of the bag. It means reveal a secret unintentionally. So it is A. Once in a blue moon is something that rarely happens. So it's B. So it is 1C, 2A, and 3B. Let's look at the options. 1C, 2A, and 3B. Option A has the correct answer, and therefore option A would be the most appropriate one for question number 28. And now we move to the last question for this particular video. Let us read it. They are watching a match converted into the passive voice. Now in this particular sentence, let us bring in the passive. So they are the subject and the match is the object. So let us swap positions. The match is going to come first. So the match is being watched by them. Okay, the match is being watched by them. That will be the more correct answer. And the options are the match is watched by them, the match was watched by them, the match is being watched by them, and the match will be watched by them. Option C is more correct. Will be refers to the future tense, therefore it is wrong. And is watched by them would be incorrect. It's not right. The match was watched by them is the past tense. It's not right again. So it is option C. The match is being watched by them, which would be the most appropriate answer for this particular question. And that brings us to the end of this video on Infosys verbal ability practice. We have covered all the topics in the pattern, including from vocabulary to idioms, grammar, direct and indirect speech. And then we did active and passive, we did reading comprehension, and there was also a question on essay writing. You can please go back to the video, look at the topic and write an essay on your own. So if you found this video helpful, I'm glad about it. So thanks for watching and all the very best for your upcoming exams. I wish that all of you clear the verbal ability round and move to the next round with confidence and blessings. So thank you all. And let us conclude this particular video. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Thank you.